Good morning and welcome to day 2 of my Colombia tour in 2024. We spent the night in Jardin, which I'm learning the pronunciation for, in the rather good Hotel Encanto, which you can see just up there. What you can also see is that it's an amazing day. We've got blue skies, like proper blue, clear as well. You know, there's very little mist on the hills. If I just give you a quick whiz round, you can see everything up there behind, which is where I took the last pictures from last night. So today we're going to Salamina. I think we're probably going to try and have lunch along the way. The bikes are nearly ready, everyone's ready to go. So we're going to get on the road and I'm going to get out of this sunshine. So here we go. Colombia 2024 day 2. Riding out of Har-deen, and it is a beautiful day here. It must be about 23, 24 Celsius, something like that. We have blue skies, we have bright sunshine. We've got this amazing scenery around us and another great day on the trails and roads ahead as we head up towards Salamina. I'll try and keep you updated as I go. Looking forward to another brilliant day riding here in Colombia. We've been climbing up and out of Har-deen and we're now, I guess, amongst farmland. Now, Har-deen was at 2,000 metres. Oh, we must have gone up maybe another 100 at least. But we're kind of in this sort of wooded valley. Every now and again you can see where there's been a landslip and things that have come down. Really amazing scenery, pretty quiet roads other than cyclists. There's quite a few cyclists on here. I'm sure they're out because it's quiet as well. But it just is a brilliant place to ride bikes. So we've got a bit of tarmac for this first stretch of the morning, as you can see, but it's in pretty good condition. And we're going to ride this, I think, for a couple of kilometres and then we hit a trail again, so I'll pick up again there. Well, that didn't take long. I'd almost only just turned the camera off and suddenly we're up here in this forest on a trail. You can see there's been a few bits of tarmac here and there in the past, but most of it is sort of rocky, a little bit of clay, but we do have all these amazing trees reaching up around us. It does feel a little bit like it's been cut through the landscape. This is the mud that we had yesterday, except today it's becoming hard pack, so it's nowhere near as slimy as it had been before. But again, we have this amazing scenery. It's a bit like green laning in the UK, I suppose. So we're still climbing. A lot more slippery mud up here, and it is noticeably cooler. Also some pretty big rocks that have clearly fallen from the cliffs up above me fairly recently. Very precipitous drop to the right, but there's enough of a bank. Yeah, fun riding though. Definitely fun riding. I think we must be pretty close to the top, just because I can't see a lot when I look up ahead, directly ahead of me. The trail has been brilliant. You know, a few things, slightly more technical bits with wet rocks and dips and stuff. Nothing single track, but certainly, you know, something to add a bit of variety to the riding. I say that, we're now back up against the cliffs, so maybe there is still a bit of a way to go before we reach the top. What I am noticing is before, if I open the throttle in third like this, the bike would take off, and it no longer does. So it's a lot of revs in second, and then third will get us up there. And third's certainly fine on the downhills. Whoop, bit of a wiggle through there. Whoop, and a ditch. There we go. Slight problem we have here is that this is also a bus route, as you can see from the brightly coloured hand-painted bus just up ahead. It's also taking up the full lane plus a bit, so let's see how long it takes before we can find somewhere we can get past. See over the top now, if you look to my left, we've definitely come over this particular ridge in the mountains, and there's amazing views. You know, we're above the clouds over there, but I can also see even more mountains high in the distance. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, that was a fun ride. Yeah, I think we've done about an hour coming out of Har-deen as we head up the hill, and yeah, it's just been a really fun trail. We saw a couple of buses, but other than that it's been very quiet, and it's been this stunning scenery. Yeah, rainforest, blue skies, sunshine, occasionally going through tunnels just surrounded by greenery. A bit of mud, a bit of slipping and sliding, but nothing too scary. And we've just stopped on the top of the hill here. You can just see the bikes behind me, just to take a look at this view. Now I'm making you wait, of course, but if I just pan round the other way, yeah, to crest over the top and to have this view of the mountains, and you know, we're actually above the clouds. We're above 3,000 meters elevation up here, and it's absolutely stunning. So with that, we're going to get back on the bikes, and we've got about another 10 minutes till we get to the official coffee stop. but this was too good to miss. So see you shortly. And here we are at the morning coffee stop. Now there's just this amazing view. Oh wow, if you look over my shoulder, you can probably just about see a long-tailed hummingbird, but these bird feeders on the hole behind me, there's just loads and loads of hummingbirds, and that, if you can almost pick up the sound, there's just like this sort of low frequency vibration. That's just their wings flapping, and there's loads of them. It's quite incredible. Anyway, after this, we get to descend the hill, descend the mountain as we head down towards lunch. Right then, that's the hummingbird stop done. On we go. Yeah, at 3,000 metres you certainly feel it walking around, but these views are just tremendous. To be up on the top of there, seeing the hummingbirds just coming and eating out of your hand is just one of those experiences that you can't get in many places. So we're still descending, still on this dirt road. The clouds are starting to build down in the valley, if you can see that over to my left, but I think we are still above them, but the temperature's rising as we descend. Ruben said we've still got about 3 hours to go to get to Salamina, so we've still got quite a lot of riding to do. We are going to stop from time to time for a bit of a leg stretch and to have a drink of water. But yeah, it's if you enjoy trail riding and you just want to do this without seeing any other traffic in this amazing scenery surrounded by these iridescent butterflies. I don't know if any of them get picked up on the GoPro, but some of them are quite big. I mean, the biggest ones we've seen have been about slightly bigger than the palm of my hand, but I understand that they get to maybe 2 or 3 times that size. So we dropped down a bit and we're now riding through these, I think it's eucalyptus glades, these really tall trees. If I tilt my head back a bit and still keep an eye on the road, you can probably see a bit what they're like. So I think they've been doing some logging and taking some of the timber. But yeah, it's a bit different to the jungle that we saw much higher up, but then again there are also fir trees, like pine trees here, as you can see now on my right. So yeah, a real mix. So coming down through this stretch, it looks like they've actually been making the road wider. It is still gravel, it is still a dirt road, and you do get these little landslips here and there, but it certainly looks like they're either preparing to pave it, or it looks like you'd get 2 vehicles to pass each other. There's a tree that's come down, so it means that we can go a little bit quicker, get to Salamina a little bit earlier. So now we're coming to, I guess, kind of like a built-up area. You know, there's houses and trucks. We're still pretty high up though, looking over to my right. I don't have a conveniently located alternative to tell you just how high we are. But nevertheless, it's another switch of scenery. The tarmac, and it's lovely smooth tarmac, continues. This road is absolutely cracking as we wind down the hill. It's nice to be on the bike where it's not straining to climb back up the other direction. We are getting down really close to the bottom of the valley now. You can see how high the hills are around here, and it is getting really warm. I don't have a thermometer on the bike, but I'm guessing it must be 30 degrees by now, maybe above 30. I've got a nice breeze blowing, but I'm still feeling really warm. Still, got a few more 100 meters to descend, so if this is hot, it's going to get hotter. So this town's called Supia. Little town. We just stopped for some fuel, adjusted Alex's chain tension, and now we're on our way again. So now we're very much down in the bottom of the valley where it is absolutely baking hot, like proper hot. Luckily we're doing about 50 miles an hour along this road. You see just how much water. I mean, this is a big wide bridge and it's almost got a rapid in it. And I think we're back on the dirt again. Not quite, but I'm sure we're getting there. Climbing up pretty steeply actually. There was a sign at the bottom of here that said the road was closed, so I'm hoping that means it's just closed to cars and trucks, not closed to motorcycles. So we're now up at the top and the temperature must have dropped 7 or 8 degrees, something like that. I don't know how far we've climbed. I'll see if I can tell from the GPS, but I'm guessing we've gone up 1,500 meters, something like that. Not sure what that equates to in terms of temperature differential. But it's certainly a lot cooler up here compared to how it was down in the valley. There's not much of a breeze, but I can see the vultures are hovering overhead. Yeah, it's been a quiet road. Every now and again you just run out of road surface and it goes to gravel and dirt for a bit. But yeah, we're making good time, I think, towards Salamina. We're now coming into this little town right on top of the hill. I mean, I don't know how high we are, but even the last street like this to get into the town is super steep. Yeah, the second gear, just try and get up it. I'm in third gear now, it's not quite managing it. Oh, I see a cathedral. That probably means that this is the town square we've got coming up. Nice little town square. See if we can park up. So that was a pretty hot climb up from down in the valley. It's much cooler up here, but we're back up at 1800 meters. We're in a small town called La Merced, like Mercedes, but without the E's. So La Merced, so they've got more stuff, Market Square, big Catholic church. We actually had nice cream here instead of a coffee, just because I think everyone was pretty hot. We've still got an hour to go before we get to Salamina, which will now be the lunch stop, and then we're going to go and check out the valley after that. So yeah, looking forward to getting back on the bike. Not really looking forward to the heat, but it's a bike trip. If it's a little bit too warm, there's bigger problems to have. Well then, that was a nice little stop, just a bit of a cool down, had a bit of ice cream, bit of an indulgence, but yeah, I'm on a holiday. So now heading back out of town and on to Salamina. So unfortunately, we've had a bit of bad news. The guys doing the road up there say it's closed, they won't let us through. So we are going to have to go all the way back down to the river, which was a really long way. They say there's road construction all the way up. We're not sure we believe them, we think they're just exerting a bit of power because they can, but either way we can't get through there. So now we're going to head all the way back down the valley, back down into the heat, which means we'll probably be another hour or so late getting to Salamina. Well, these things happen, you know, we try and work around them as best we can, but sometimes the roads are just closed. Actually, now thinking back, when we first turned off the main road to come up here, there was a sign that said road closed. Yeah, I guess it's a bit disappointing that it was accurate, or at least accurate as far as the guys who are doing the roadworks were concerned. Still, it means I get to ride a bit more through the countryside, up and down these hills and on these dirt roads, around these jeeps. Squeeze through there, maybe just about, yeah, just about. It's hot and sticky. We're nearly back down at the level of the river, so I think we don't have to go back as far as the bridge that we came over a short while ago, but we've got to get almost back down to there, and then instead of turning right to the bridge there's a left turn that will take us round to Salamina another way. And here we go, this is back where we turned off to go up the hill, boiling hot down by the river. Yeah, we'll take the next turn. Well then, this little town's called Philadelphia. We've had some lunch here, sort of unplanned lunch stop, and yeah, the chicken soup. It's not often you find a whole heart, tubes and all, in your chicken soup, but still, the soup was tasty. And now we're going to head on for Salamina. Wow, well, you know, when it's full inside, you just hang on the back. Nearly at 4 o'clock, still on our way to Salamina. I think we might have to have a bit of a change of plan today. So, because we had to do that big detour, that's cost us about an extra hour and a half on the day. And to go to the valley to see the tall palm trees is another hour in and an hour out. So, I know that some of the group are kind of feeling it a bit, so we're going to probably finish when we get to Salamina. And if it looks like we have enough time to get there and back before dark, then I'll see if I can get over to the valley to give you a look, even if it's just for a very quick 5-10 minutes there and then turn around and come back again. I would quite like to see it, but let's see how we get on. And here we are coming into Salamina. Now there's a sign just as we came in saying it was a Salamina National Monument. Not really sure what that means, but I'm sure we will find out. Certainly a lot of motorbikes here, like there are pretty much everywhere. The main square in Salamina, so we have a big building there on my left, which we can work out as another basilica. I think this might be where we're staying. Very nice. Well, that is kind of sort of the end of the day. We've made it here to Salamina. That's the hotel behind us, which actually looks really nice inside. There is some local music playing down the way, and we have another big basilica just up there behind me.